and we're not sure how we're going to feed them all. Many experts don't think we have the resources to do that. In New Mexico, we're looking at record numbers of food insecure people and who are straining the capacity of government agencies and charities to meet the nutritional needs of everyone. And at the same time, we're seeing soaring rates of obesity, especially among children. And these rates are so high that they suggest that this may be the first generation of children who will not live as long as their parents' generation in the history of the United States. And when we cast an eye around our treasured Santa Fe landscape, we see our own farmers, our most important line of defense against food insecurity, competing for scarce land and water, and facing a host of challenges that threaten their viability. It's against this backdrop that the Santa Fe Food Policy Council has prepared a food plan. The Food Policy Council was created 5 years ago by a joint resolution of the Santa Fe City Council and the Santa Fe Board of County Commissioners. And I'd like to ask the members of the Food Policy Council if they wouldn't mind standing for a moment so we can see who you all are. So, here you are. So, those are the people you want to harass, okay, when we're later on this evening. Our mission as a council is to put it simply, is to grapple with just about any issue that may enhance or threaten the underlying health and vigor of our food system, and then to recommend action that should be taken by the City Council and the Board of County Commissioners. Our meetings are open. Everyone's invited to attend and share their views. We usually get together on the fourth Thursday of the month at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Food Depot site on Siler Road. And yes, we do have food. It's in keeping with our mission that the Food Policy Council undertook a multi-year food assessment process, which led to the creation of Planning Santa Fe's Food Future. We're pleased to unveil that plan tonight. It's important to note, in the context of planning, that planning isn't something we do really well in America. When we plan at all, we tend to concede complex tasks to so-called experts or a few elected officials, and most often the economic marketplace. We neglect the critical role that citizens can play in shaping the future of our communities. Too often, democratic participation is nothing more than an empty phrase that the most powerful only pay lip service to. This cannot be the case with food. If citizens and food system stakeholders don't become a part of the process of creating and working for a food system that is sustainable, equitable, and democratic, they will, with their tacit consent, succumb to a food system that they will not like, nor one that speaks to their values. That is why the Santa Fe Food Policy Council has initiated a food planning process. And it is why we are inviting all of you and the rest of the community to join in shaping Santa Fe's food future. So, to help us kick off the evening, we are fortunate to have three of our most stellar elected officials with us. You will hear from Councilman Carmichael Dominguez in a minute. He's a member of our panel. But we're going to start off the evening with Councilwoman Patti Bushee and County Commissioner Kathy Hollian, who are going to share their thoughts. Councilwoman Patti Bushee is going to actually read the proclamation for Food Day. After that, I let me review the rest of the evening with you. Jan Poppendike, our featured speaker, will be sharing her thoughts. Erin Lloyd, who is the coordinator of the Food Policy Council, will be presenting the full plan to you. We then will have a panel coming up and sharing their reflections on the food plan. That will be followed by your comments, by audience participation. And we're going to basically close out the evening with a reception that's being hosted by what I think is probably our world-class food education program, Cooking with Kids, who have agreed to come together. Yes, I would give them a hand. 'Cause world class lightly. It's definitely, these people are watched all over the world for the great work they've done. So they're going to share some of their lovely delights with us. And during that time, during the reception, I want you to know that we have these boards up here, over here on my right-hand side, which outline the goals of the food plan. And what we're asking you to do after the conversation, after hearing what we said, and also, by the way, there's a summary of the plan in the back on the desk when you come in if you didn't get one earlier, is to share your thoughts. You know, we have a time-honored form of democratic participation called sticky notes. And with sticky notes, you are going to write down your thoughts and stick them up there in the right place. You can find the right place. And that will be the beginning of our community engagement process, which actually has already been underway for a while, but it will be a more formal part. And we as a Food Policy Council will then be taking this information. We'll be having other meetings around the community to solicit more input, and we will be then finalizing a plan that will be submitted to the Board of County Commissioners and to the City Council. So that's the process. We're beginning tonight by unveiling the plan and by gaining your input during the day. So again, thank you for coming, and it is my honor to introduce Councilwoman Patti Bushee.
Good evening, folks. Happy Food Day. Try and be brief. I do have the honor of reading the proclamation to declare Food Day, so I think I'll start off with that. Bando Oficial de la Villa Real de Santa Fe de San Francisco de Asís, Nuevo Mexico. Whereas Food Day is a national celebration of and movement toward more healthy, affordable, and sustainable food, and whereas Food Day Santa Fe is a week-long series of events sponsored by a local organization whose missions are aligned with the National Food Day mission, and whereas Food Day Santa Fe sponsors our Slow Food Santa Fe, Cooking with Kids, Santa Fe Farmers Market, Santa Fe Farmers Market Institute, Homegrown New Mexico, and Whole Foods Santa Fe, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and the City Council of the City of Santa Fe, Nuevo Mexico, we do hereby proclaim Thursday, October 24th, 2013 as Food Day Santa Fe in the City of Santa Fe, and encourage our citizenry to take note of the many opportunities in our city to pursue a healthy lifestyle with fresh, wholesome foods. So yay, Food Day. I do want to thank some folks that are here that have been working steadfast on this. And when Kathy and I jointly introduced the resolution to create the Food Policy Council, many of the folks that have been off in their silos working on food issues and hunger issues in this community came together in this one council. And I'm going to read the mission of the council that was in the resolution we first brought forward. It says, therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the City of Santa Fe and the Board of County Commissioners that it is the policy of the city and county to improve the availability of food to persons in need within the city and county and to reduce poverty as a barrier to obtaining a healthy diet for all residents. Now that's a very simple statement, and you would think one that's easy to achieve. But given the fact that, I forget the percentage right now, Carmichael, you'll I'm sure bring that up to us, the percentage of the both breakfast and lunch programs in our school for our kids, it's very high. And we've got community gardens, and we've got lots of new things happening, but really, it's just not okay that kids go to bed hungry and wake up hungry in this community. And so there are lots of organizations I've known over the years. I know folks that helped to establish the first food organizations that owned restaurants that then became the Food Depot. We have many things, and in fact, Lynn Walters with Cooking for Kids, I must divulge that my one and only stint as a waitress was at the Natural Cafe restaurant, Lynn Walters restaurant many years ago. It was my dogs ate really well. We had lots of black beans and good ingredients to go home with at night. But I can tell you my interest stems for many years. I started growing things as a kid, and I've been an organic gardener my whole life. And I'm really interested in making sure that we have access to good food throughout our community, on all parts of our community. And it's important to acknowledge a few of the folks that are here today. Sue works with our city, and Sue Perry, she works on healthy and wellness programs and healthy lifestyles, and she's with the Food Policy Council as well. Catherine Mortimer, who has been shepherding our Sustainable Santa Fe programs. Let's see, we've got former Councilor Rosemary Romero. If you would stand up, Rosemary has also been very involved in these issues over the years. So I just really wanted to say thank you for coming and let everyone know that, you know, we're just beginning to try and find the answers to the hunger issues, the food insecurity issues in our community. And it's going to take everybody in this room and more to begin to chip away at these issues. So, and the other thing I wanted to mention is that water should also come up this evening as we discuss these issues. So I'm really hopeful that we'll weave the two together. So thank you again, and happy Food Day, and enjoy the panel discussions and the future discussions as we roll out this plan, which I'm sure many of you had an opportunity to get the copy and take a look, but we are doing listening sessions here and continuing to have input from the community. So thanks again, and happy Food Day.
I'd like to introduce my county commissioner, Kathy Hollian.
Good evening, everybody, and happy Food Day. I have to tell you, though, that I was at a meeting a little over an hour ago, and I said Happy Food Day to everybody, and one fellow looked back at me and said, "What do you mean? Every day is Food Day as far as I'm concerned." I would really like to thank the organizers of this event, the Santa Fe Food Policy Council, Cooking with Kids, Santa Fe Farmers Market Institute, and Farm to Table. These are all really great organizations, and we're very lucky to have them in our community. Healthy food is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I spent the first years of my life on a farm in southern Indiana, and my parents, back in the 50s and 60s, I'm kind of telling you how old I am, were really on the forefront of the healthy food movement. I remember when I was growing up, at our family dinners, we would always have 2 cooked vegetables and a salad in addition to the main course. My mom was not one of those people who made these mystery casseroles out of minute rice and cans of mushroom soup and things like that. She always prepared things that were fresh, with fresh food from scratch. Although I have a confession to make, we did have Velveeta in our house. She's still rationalizing that. Anyway, I was very fortunate to be able to learn how to eat in a healthy way from my parents. And I'm very fortunate now to live in Santa Fe, where we have one of the best farmers markets in the entire country, and where we have grocery stores where you can get great organic, fresh produce, and you can get good quality meat like grass-fed beef and so on. But I do realize that there are many, many people who live not that far away from me in northern New Mexico who don't have a lot of money to be able to buy organic produce, and admittedly it is more expensive. They perhaps live in food deserts. I know that there are many people who live out in the country where they don't have stores close by where they can even buy fresh food if they wanted to buy fresh food. And they may not even have the knowledge of how to eat in a healthy way. Unfortunately, that's a sad commentary on our times with all the junk food out there, that a lot of people probably don't even know what a healthy diet really is. We live in a crazy world where I can go to stores in Santa Fe and I have the money to buy delicacies that are shipped all the way from New Zealand, and yet there are many other people who live not that far away from me who can't afford or can't find fresh vegetables. I believe that eating healthy food is the most important way to be a healthy person. You can do all the exercise in the world and not have a healthy diet, and you won't be healthy. You can choke down a whole bunch of vitamins with your junk food, and you are still not going to be a healthy person. So eating in a healthy way is the cornerstone of actually being a healthy person. You can't shortcut that in any way. I am really thrilled that the Food Policy Council has drafted a food plan for Santa Fe County. I read it through last night, cover to cover, and I was very impressed. They really got it right, in my opinion, from suggesting that children be involved in learning how to grow and prepare healthy food in school, to making sure that seniors have access to healthy food, from community gardens to mobile grocery stores. And another cornerstone of this plan is to make sure that our local farmers can be successful, that they are not driven out of business. I think that this is a very comprehensive plan, and truthfully speaking, it's going to take a long time to put all of the suggested initiatives and programs in place. But we can do it. And I think that there's a growing understanding in our community that we need to do it. So thank you very much for being here, and I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. We appreciate your being here and sharing your thoughts with us. And we are now going to move into the keynote talk by Janet Poppendike, who is a longtime friend of mine. She's, like other East Coasters who kind of